Today I want to talk about some of the traits of Asperger's syndrome that are pretty much hardwired. And if you are, for example, a neurotypical wife in a relationship with an Asperger's husband, you do want to pick your battles carefully, because some of the things that you may have viewed as selfish, uncaring, and insensitive may have been directly or indirectly related to some of the traits of the disorder. And these things can't be changed much, and they certainly can't be fixed or eliminated. It's possible that as much as 80% of the unwanted behavior that you have witnessed in your Asperger's husband was not intended to be hurtful. It wasn't malicious by design. I know that doesn't reduce your hurt, but it might help you take a few things less personally. Think of Asperger's as a disorder of insight into the thoughts and feelings of others. Let me repeat that. Asperger's can be viewed as a disorder of insight into the thoughts and feelings of others. Now, this is also called mind blindness. So, issues that revolve around mind blindness are those issues that you need to put into the "I can't fix that" category. You have a category in your mind, the "I can't fix it" category, and you put mind blindness issues into that category. In other words, you don't want to waste a lot of time or energy trying to fix that. Because of mind blindness, it may be very difficult to engage your Asperger's husband in the types of dialogue that marriage and family therapists use. These professionals may not have dealt much with partners affected by Asperger's, and honestly, they may need information from you in order to avoid misunderstandings. If the truth be known, it may be more useful for you to talk to a therapist on your own in order to have a chance to think through your feelings and decide what might be some effective coping techniques in dealing with an Asperger's partner. As an NT spouse, you have a highly developed social emotional brain. You easily pick up on facial cues, body language, innuendos, sarcasm. You can kind of predict outcomes. Your Asperger's husband does not have those skills. He is a person who is a visual thinker in a verbal world. And with mind blindness, he doesn't pick up on how he feels, how other people feel. And if you speak to him in terms of feelings, for example, "I feel this way about such and such," and you expect him to take how you feel and apply that to an action that he's supposed to take, it's never going to happen. So save yourself the grief and just bypass that whole scenario. Don't talk to him in terms of how you feel. Instead, talk to him in terms of what you need. Be concrete. Just tell him what you need. "I need your help with blah, 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 blah." And you're going to fill in the blank with something. Just cut to the chase, okay? Because of mind blindness, he doesn't want things to change. He wants everything to stay the same. He doesn't like surprises. Structure is super important to him. So he's going to need plenty of notice up front when such disruptions are going to occur. Also, understand that all the unwritten rules of behavior are very confusing to your Asperger's husband. Something that you think is obvious is not going to be obvious to him. People with Asperger's syndrome may not be able to project their mind into a hypothetical situation or put themselves in someone else's shoes. They oftentimes do not recognize the needs of others, and it's not because they're purposely trying to be selfish or insensitive. Rather, it's that their social emotional brain is underdeveloped. Asperger's syndrome is a developmental disorder. So when communicating with your Asperger's spouse, don't be vague or assume your wishes will be acknowledged and understood. For example, it may not be enough to remind him that you're having family over for dinner. You may need to go through the entire evening in great detail. For example, "I need you to help me with this," or "I want you to greet everyone as they arrive," or "I would really appreciate it if you didn't go to bed before the guests leave," and so on. So understand that in many cases, the Asperger's individual is simply not going to be transformed into the husband that you thought you married. Even so, certain behavior can be modified or changed, which can make daily life less stressful for you. For example, establishing routines and agreeable timetables, looking at how you talk to him and what language is used. So it's not just a hopeless case here. There are things that can be done. If you're interested in a program that can teach you some of the things that can be done, there's a link below. Also, if you would be interested in couples counseling, either by yourself or with your spouse, there's a link below this video that will direct you toward that resource as well.